Hello, you're watching weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the major developments of the week. I am your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President İlham received a delegation led by President of the Asian Development Bank, Masato Kanda. The head of state held a one-on-one meeting with Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, in Tashkent. On November 12th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham received Ceyhun Jalilov on his appointment as plenipotentiary representative of the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan in the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Elkhan Ibrahimov as head of the Executive Authority of Nasimi District of Baku City, Natik Aghayev as head of the Executive Authority of Balakan District, Orkhan Mursalov as head of the Executive Authority of Göçay District, Elvin Pashayev as head of the Executive Authority of Gah District, Vugar Novruzov as head of the Executive Authority of Göygöl District, and Elshan Hasanli as head of the Executive Authority of Kürdəmir District.
Speaking at the meeting with newly appointed regional leaders, President İlham Əliyev emphasized that public service demands responsibility, honesty, and humility. The head of our state warned that officials engaging in corruption, arrogance, or illegal enrichment would be held accountable. President İlham Əliyev highlighted significant progress in regional infrastructure, including electricity, roads, drinking water, irrigation, health care, and education, achieved through state investment and development programs. The head of state said the focus now should be on resolving remaining local issues, ensuring social justice, and improving employment and business conditions in the regions. President İlham Əliyev called on officials to stay close to citizens, support entrepreneurship, and develop agriculture and tourism to strengthen region economies, and also urged strict protection of the environment and elimination of illegal activities such as unregulated construction and resource extraction. Concluding his remarks, President İlham Əliyev said he trusted the newly appointed officials to justify his confidence through hard work and integrity. The newly appointed regional heads expressed gratitude for the President's trust and pledged to fulfill their duties with responsibility and dedication.
President İlham Əliyev received a delegation led by Liu Jun, chairman of China Datang Corporation Ltd, on November 12th.
The head of state highlighted the importance of the large delegation's visit to Azerbaijan, noting that it creates a good opportunity to discuss cooperation prospects. President İlham Əliyev mentioned that many Chinese companies operate in our country and pointed out that the number of tourists from China has increased following the introduction of a visa-free regime between Azerbaijan and China. The head of state recalled his state and working visits to China this year, emphasizing that strategic partnership has further expanded after those visits. Expressing gratitude for the reception, Liu Jun said that Baku's development left a pleasant impression on them. He noted that friendly attitude toward them in Azerbaijan. During the conversation, they exchanged views on cooperation between Azerbaijan and China, the Datang Corporation Ltd, in energy transition, green energy, and green industrial park projects.
President İlham Əliyev received a delegation of the U.S. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on November 13th. The delegation included David Bednar, a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, Jack Gerard, a member of the Quorum of the 70 and First Council of the Europe Central Area Office, Miles Hansen, President and Board Director for the Sterling Foundation, and Paul Pickard, a member of the Europe Central and Eurasian Quorum of the 70. During the conversation, the site's founder recalled the previous meetings between President İlham Əliyev and the delegation of the U.S. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The delegates conveyed their congratulations to President İlham Əliyev on the achievements attained in Washington regarding the advancement of the peace agenda between Azerbaijan and Armenia, witnessed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Expressing his gratitude for the congratulations, the head of state highlighted the historical importance of the agreements reached between Azerbaijan and Armenia in Washington, emphasizing that they play an important role role in the development of the region, noting that Azerbaijan-US relations have entered a new stage after Donald Trump's re-election as president. President Ilham Aliyev recalled that significant documents were signed regarding the development of bilateral relations during his visit to Washington in August of this year. The delegates expressed their gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev for the official registration of the U.S. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints by the Azerbaijani government, saying that they would participate in the opening of the Baku office of the church. They described this as the manifestation of the care shown to representatives of all religions in Azerbaijan. The meeting highlighted the efforts undertaken at the state level in Azerbaijan to promote intercultural and interreligious dialogue, as well as many significant international events that have been organized in the country in this regard. It was noted that tolerance is the way of life for the people of Azerbaijan, and through history, representatives of different religions and nations have lived in Azerbaijan in peace and harmony as one family. President Ilham Aliyev received a delegation led by President of the Asian Development Bank, Masato Kanda, on November 14th.
During the meeting, the sides highlighted the productive cooperation between Azerbaijan and the Asian Development Bank, noting the successful implementation of joint projects. It was emphasized that since 1999, the Asian Development Bank has provided financial support worth $5.5 billion to Azerbaijan under 145 loans, grants, investment and technical assistance projects covering transport, water supply, energy, finance, education, health care and other sectors. The sides praised the successful cooperation between the Asian Development Bank and Azerbaijan in the private sector along with the public sector. In this regard, joint projects implemented in oil and gas, electricity, roads, railways, agriculture, water supply, wastewater disposal and other areas were highlighted. During the conversation, it was noted that the achievements attained in Washington regarding the advancement of the peace agenda between Azerbaijan and Armenia also provide extensive opportunities for expanding the region's transport and transit capabilities. The parties stressed the significance of connectivity of the Central Asia-Azerbaijan-Europe route. They also touched upon the new projects between Azerbaijan and ADB and in this regard discussed issues related to enhancing the railway and metro networks and water supply.
At the invitation of President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, arrived in Tashkent on November 15th to participate in the 7th consultative meeting of the heads of state of Central Asia. A guard of honor was arranged for the Azerbaijani president at Tashkent International Airport. President Ilham Aliyev was welcomed by Prime Minister of Uzbekistan Abdullah Aripov and other officials. On November 15th, President Ilham Aliyev held a one-on-one meeting with Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, in Tashkent. During the meeting, the sides hailed the successful development of relationship between Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan, which is based on alliance and strategic partnership. The role of President Ilham Aliyev's regular visits to Uzbekistan and President Shavkat Mirziyoyev's visits to Azerbaijan in the development of relations between the two countries was highlighted. The parties noted with satisfaction that the cooperation between Azerbaijan and the countries of Central Asia has recently expanded considerably, and in this regard stressed the significance of the participation of President Ilham Aliyev in the 7th consultative meeting of the heads of state of Central Asia. During the conversation, the heads of state exchanged views on the prospects of relations between the two countries. On November 15th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, visited the Center of Islamic Civilization in Tashkent. The foundation stone for the Center of Islamic Civilization, established by the decree of the President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, was laid in 2018. The project, which involved hundreds of scientists, experts, and religious and public figures, resulted in a center covering over 10 hectares, designed in the style of ancient Samarkand architectural monuments, and crowned by a 65-meter-high dome. The center's core facilities include research, publishing, library, archives, a manuscript fund, and a national register for rare manuscript sections. Its exhibition gallery showcases historical artifacts and works through modern technologies and digital devices demonstrating the creative genius of past generations. The center also houses a huge library containing 100,000 manuscripts and over 1 million books, the scientific department of the Center of Islamic Civilization, and offices of international organizations. Its museum exposition is organized into distinct halls: pre-Islamic civilizations, the First Renaissance, the Second Renaissance, Uzbekistan in the 20th century, New Uzbekistan, the basis of the Third Renaissance, and the Holy Quran. At the heart of the complex lies the Hall of the Holy Quran, where the ancient Mushkaf Usman, priceless relic of the Islamic world, is preserved. The hall also displays copies of the holy book created during the eras of Samanids, Karakhanids, Khwarezmshahs, Uzbeks, Timurids, and other historical dynasties, their translations into the Old Uzbek language, as well as the rarest handwritten copies of the Quran from all over the world. Furthermore, the center has successfully implemented various religious, educational, and innovative media projects. Using holography, devices, and projection technologies, the massive multimedia panel Wall of Time provides information on the key historical periods, remarkable discoveries, and renowned figures from different eras. The center also actively collaborates with a number of international organizations, including UNESCO and ISESCO. The solemn presentation ceremony of the Heritage of the Future International Award was held in Tashkent on November 15th. President Ilham Aliyev attended the event. This distinguished award was conferred upon People's Artist of Azerbaijan, Alim Qasimov. That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us, and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.